So, welcome guys, we're doing a review for Blade Runner 2049, directed by Denis Villeneuve. It's a sequel to the 1982 movie Blade Runner, which, if you guys haven't seen it, should go check it. But it's basically, it's about, set in 2019, based around a character, Rick Deckard, who is what they call a Blade Runner, hence the title. And he goes running around chasing after... replicants, who look like people, but they're androids.
So the sequel, Blade Runner 2049, is set in 2049, and this stars Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford. And we follow Ryan Gosling, who is another Blade Runner, and he's got the same kind of job as to hunt down replicants. And pretty much he uncovers this mystery, or this thing that's happened that is kind of causing a lot of confusion. So his job is, well, we kind of follow him on his journey into kind of like unraveling this mystery. And that's really all we can really say about this movie. I feel like
it's a bit tricky to talk about without, even just in the first 10-15 minutes, there's minor spoilers that you don't really want to say too much.
So we don't want to talk about too much other than like it does follow a similar plot to the first movie.
Yeah, it's definitely still got that sort of sci-fi noir detective vibe going for it.
Yes. First thing that just is mind-bogglingly amazing is the cinematography.
Oh yeah.
Like straight off the bat, this is shot by Roger Deakins, and this guy is a total maestro behind the camera. This dude knows how to shoot some stuff. Now, I don't know, was it shot digital?
I don't know either. I think it was, but I can't say for sure.
But it looks gorgeous. I love the colors. Same kind of aesthetic and palette of the original Blade Runner. Even some of the same like set design, and just the lighting and everything is just gorgeous.
Yeah, I'm not a big cinematography person. I can't pinpoint exactly what it is about Roger Deakins' style that I love, but I know that whenever I watch one of his movies,
It's so beautiful. Just the way he composes his frames and how he uses shadows and like silhouettes and stuff. It's just so beautiful. And along with that, I just want to hit on the music. So in the first movie, Vangelis, who you know, he's done a bunch of classic kind of movie tunes and scores and stuff. He obviously hasn't come back to do the second one. And the original composer was Johan Johansson, who did Arrival and some of other Denis' other films. But I think the studio and Denis weren't kind of sorted with the style, so then they brought on Hans Zimmer and Benjamin Wallfisch, who did Benjamin Wallfisch did It, the movie It.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That too. But bringing Hans Zimmer onto a project,
yeah, I reckon with like Denis Villeneuve, who I love, Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
Plus like Ryan
and
Gosling.
Roger Deakins, like
Roger Deakins, it's like you've got a pretty good recipe for success right there. So.
Yeah, and the music's awesome, and it just references the first movie beautifully, but makes it its own. Calls back to tracks like Tears in the Rain and all that kind of stuff, and just like
it was such a. They used a little piece of the original score at the end of the film, and they used it so perfectly, and they really earned it, and it was such a nice moment. And there's a couple of other themes that they reused in the film, but they used them really well.
Acting across the board, fantastic. Like it's honestly the best movie I've seen Harrison Ford do. Like, and he wasn't playing a grumpy asshole that movie. Like he was really good, and like he had the same Deckard kind of look to him, but like he obviously had evolved. Ryan Gosling is great. He almost played the same character in Drive, slightly, a little bit.
I got a little bit.
Yeah.
The end of this film, felt a little bit bad because I got drawn out of the movie a little bit because it reminded me of Drive just a little bit too much.
I love Drive. I love
Drive too.
Yeah, but it was just it was a bit like I was too close for comfort. It's really beautifully paced. It didn't try and be this action-packed, fast-paced sci-fi. It took notes from the original Blade Runner, and just like the cuts are long and they're drawn, and like you take in the cinematography and the visuals, because it's a super visual movie. It's great. It didn't try and be something different. It was different, but it kind of just again kept that same kind of feel as the original Blade Runner.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's definitely it's longer than the original one. I think the original one came in about 2 hours, and this one's 2.5, 2 hours
2:45 even. Yeah. It doesn't feel too long though. Like
no, not at all. It's deliberately paced.
Yeah,
which is what some people would call slow, but I'll call it deliberately paced.
Yeah, and people will think this movie's slow. It's a detective movie, so you just like it's like clue after clue after clue, but just in the Blade Runner universe. And it's really spectacular.
So this was going to be a really difficult film to make from the get-go, being Blade Runner being such a pillar of the science fiction genre.
Imagine the amount of red tape they had to get through. It would have been tough.
Would have been tough. But another unique challenge that I thought would be kind of difficult for having a modern rendition of this film is that Blade Runner is an 80s science fiction film, and it feels very 80s.
Yeah.
It's sort of got a lot of new and old in it, but the original Blade Runner is very 80s looking, and I wondered how they were going to shift that into the modern day and not feel like it was a bit hammy or
Hey
out
man,
of
from
place.
2019 to 2049, who knows?
But yeah, it was. I thought they did a really good job as
Yeah.
far as the costuming, the set design, and the music. The music was like you were saying.
translated perfect. And what I love is like in the original Blade Runner, it's just like the city, the Los Angeles city, like just the advertising and like the neon lights and stuff, and that stuff just beautifully translates over to this one. Like we've got Pimps Up to Atari, Coke, all that kind of stuff that was there in the first movie. In regards to action in this film, there's some beautiful action set pieces, and like we mentioned before about the pacing, like it's a slow paced kind of movie, and it moves forward. And every time there is an action piece, it's kind of earned because it's shocking. Like there's a sequence with rockets that just come out of nowhere. And I was like, whoa! Like, so it definitely earns that. And even when we get to the end, kind of where there's like, the fight, there's like a showdown, it's just glorious and it looks beautiful. And like, you just feel that it's paid off. They've done it so well. It's really hard to explain because I don't want to ruin it. But it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of it just works. As far as Denis Villeneuve's direction, I think we've finally got another filmmaker that's like a master filmmaker. Because like, we have a lot of our master filmmakers gone. Like, we've got obviously our Scorsese and our Tarantinos and our Spielbergs and stuff, but like, it's cool to see someone new come along that's like now just like, well, I can classify as like almost like a master filmmaker. I'm a fan of this dude, and yeah, he's got my money to ticket for every movie that he does, so I'm a fan. But yeah, I really love this movie. I'm a huge sci-fi nut. I love it. I think the performances were awesome. Music, I'm just super in for the cinematography. I just couldn't get enough of it. And what was brilliant about the visual effects as well is that like it wasn't in your face visual effects, you know what I mean? It's like subtle background VFX that wasn't, it's like almost invisible VFX.
Yeah, Denis was quite specific that he wanted to get that mix of practical. He wanted to have the big sets actually built.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was sort of has a nice mix.
And it looks gorgeous. Like they go to Vegas at one point, and like it's just, and they nail the look. And I definitely want to watch it again. I'm definitely going to go see it again. If you have, go see it in IMAX if you can. Connor did a big boo boo and didn't go see it in IMAX. Did you comment? I'm sorry. So definitely go see it on the big screen, biggest format you can. The sound design just gets you in it. It's so good. So all in all, I'm gonna walk away with I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 because I really liked it.
Well, as for me, about the only negative thing I could say about this movie was there were a couple of scenes where I thought the soundtrack was a little bit overbearing, but that was
like the sound design or like the music?
The music,
right? Okay.
Specifically, which is like that's like little nitpicky stuff though. So, but if that's like a common complaint I've heard about Hans Zimmer is that he gets a bit overbearing sometimes. So if you've ever thought that about Hans Zimmer,
the director's like, we need to hear the dialogue. He's like, no, must put heavy bass.
Yeah. So yeah, if you've ever had that thought about Hans Zimmer's work in the past, you might think it with this film again. But yeah, apart from that, it was amazing. The soundtrack is stunning, looks stunning, really great story. I was really just thoroughly entertained. It was everything I was hoping it would be for one of my favourite films of all time, which was the original.
Yeah. Rare to have like a sequel that almost not just adds to the original, but like just almost like it makes it better.
It does. I went and rewatched the original one after this, and it just adds to the universe. It's not one of those films where you go and watch it and you're like, oh, there's bits that I'm going to pretend didn't happen. It really just makes the whole Blade Runner universe that much more enriching. It was great. I really loved it. So I think all in all, I'm actually going to give it a 10 out of 10.
Dude, really?
Yeah, it was.
That's awesome. It's a big moment. Big
movie moment. Because
it's rare. That's the second 10 out of 10 we've had.
Because it's one of those movies. It's one of those rare movies that it's like I go and see it, and then I'm so like satisfied with everything that happened in it afterwards that it's one of those movies that's like those movies that you keep going to the movies in the hope that you see one of these.
Totally. And like I think the more you watch it, the more you're gonna love the movie. The more you appreciate that movie.
Yeah. That's it from us, guys. Really hope you enjoyed the review. Definitely go see it. If you liked the first one, you're going to love this one. Definitely worth your money.
Go support good cinema. Go support good cinema, please.
Go see it in IMAX. Don't make my mistake.
Connor's going to have to drop another $30 now.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go see it again. So
that's a good $30 well spent. And you guys, I really appreciate you stopping by and watching our stuff. Please check out our other reviews and top fives and all that kind of jazz. Yep. Let us know if you liked Blade Runner. I think it's not going to be as bad as Mother, where it's going to split people 50-50, but I think majority of people will like this movie. But yeah, I think a lot of people might find it, quote, slow, which isn't a bother for me because I love that tension, that detective story stuff. For sure. And but yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.